Hi, welcome to the AtheistDominion. My name's Rob. You know, over time I've learned 10 things about flat earthers, so I'm going to share them with you here right now. Let's take a look. Flat earthers are always yelling at people to do your research. And yes, I've researched the hell out of flat earth. I've watched thousands of their videos, I've listened to their arguments, I've studied their methodologies, I've debated them, I've critiqued them, I subscribe to over 200 of their flat earth channels. Yes, I have researched flat earth. So I begin this video by asking a question. Point 1. How do flat earthers become flat earthers? Point A. Many flat earthers were already susceptible to fantastical or eccentric ideas and theories. And conspiracy theories are based on fear. Fear of government, fear of being taken over, fear of powers that we can't control. Point B. They were already Christian, but at some point came across the flat earth model and they thought, for one reason or another, that it was biblically sound, and so they became a flat earther as a result. Again, fear plays a part. Fear of God. Point C. They suddenly became Christian. These people are the ones who maybe have drifted through their life and then something happens and they embrace God. They embrace Christianity, but in a very extremist way. These are the people who really subscribe to end of times, prophecies and doom and gloom, and the earth is coming to an end and we've all got to hide and protect ourselves and the signs are in the heavens and this is it. These people tend to be the most vocal and the most full-on flat earthers. And again, there's that thing about fear. Fear of Armageddon, fear of end times, fear of going to hell. Point D, they were poorly educated or are just not intellectually inclined. These are the people that have the menial jobs and haven't really achieved much in their lives. And in addition, these people have a fear of academia, of intellectuals, of smart people. So you can see that fear is certainly playing a part in all of these people's conversions to flat earth. But all of these people that I've just listed may not have become flat earthers without something else happening, something else that pushed them over the line and made them choose to become a flat earther. And they are usually down to two things. They've had an emotional or mental breakdown, or secondly, they've gone through some kind of personal trauma or tragedy. It's these elements combined, all of these elements come together to create the flat earther. Point 2, flat earthers don't actually know how the flat earth model works. In debating flat earthers, it doesn't take long to realize that they don't have a consensus as to what the flat earth model looks like. In its simplest sense, it is basically a flat disc with a dome over the top, like a snow globe, and we're all on the inside. And it's stationary and immovable. And that's a key point, because they can't feel the earth moving, so it isn't moving. Because of its simple, even cartoonish appearance, flat earthers have chosen the azimuthal equidistant projection as their preferred model of what the flat earth model looks like.
The shape of the earth is a disc?
Yeah, here's a picture of it.
Okay.
You got Antarctica that goes all around the globe. Mm-hmm. Wait a second, that doesn't work. You got Antarctica that goes all the way around the Earth, right. and it essentially holds the water in.
Now, of course, there are dozens of ways how you can depict a globe three-dimensional Earth on a flat piece of paper, and the azimuthal equidistant map projection is merely one of them. This is a polar projection which shows all lines of longitude with correct distances from the North Pole. The consequence of this style of representation, however, is that it turns Antarctica, at least on paper, into a ring of ice encircling the Earth. This is of course absurd. Antarctica isn't a ring of ice, yet flat earthers blindly accept that it is and endlessly promote this style of projection as the near definitive map of what the Earth really looks like. You can take the same azimuthal equidistant approach and use any location as your focal point. Let's use Sydney. If you use Sydney as the focal point, you get this. Obviously, this is not how the world looks, just as the world doesn't look like this either. Flat earthers didn't create the azimuthal equidistant map. They didn't design it, they didn't do the calculations, they merely appropriated it because it looks simple and convenient. Point 3, flat earthers think everything is a lie. Because flat earthers think that we live under a dome, that automatically precludes the existence of outer space. What's above the firmament, what's above the dome, is merely water, and apparently God's up there on a throne as well. So what happens if you show a flat earther a photo or video footage of the Earth taken from space? They have no option but to deny the authenticity of the images or the videos because it doesn't fit their hardwired fantasy about what the Earth looks like. This is called denialism, and I've linked a very good article from Psychology Today below. You can check that out. So having accepted that outer space is fake and a hoax, flat earthers then are forced to accept that NASA is a lie and a hoax, as are every international space agency on the planet. And they're all lying about their roles in space exploration, plus all of the ancillary and spin-off technologies that these organizations create. This means that every rocket launch and every space shuttle launch and every satellite is all fake and a hoax and a lie and a deception. Believing that everything is a fake and a hoax and a lie leads one into some pretty bizarre territory. But that is the power of denialism. If you can deny everything, it means that you can make up anything you want. Climate change deniers, Holocaust deniers, evolution deniers, globe Earth deniers. All these people operate from the same foundation of denialism. And actually, you can add dinosaurs to that list. Apparently now there are some flat earthers who think that all dinosaurs are a fake. Yeah, they think the whole thing is a fabrication by scientists. Other flat earthers think that jet fuel is a hoax and that many of the passenger planes flying around up there are all holograms. And even gravity is a hoax, and I'd say 100% of all flat earthers absolutely agree that gravity is nothing but a lie and a deception. Point 4. Flat earth only appeals to the lower class. Okay, I use the term lower class for want of a better term, but the point is valid. Flat earth appeals specifically to people of low education, low personal achievement, and people who work dead-end jobs. And regrettably, they are often drug users, they are often foul-mouthed, they are long-term unemployed, some even have criminal records. All the people in the following videos are flat earthers, and they're an example of the kind of people that you will meet online.
Dear YouTube, you're a fucking cunt. When I asked, where do the crisis actors go after their supposed crisis is over, I wasn't even addressing anybody directly. I wasn't bullying anybody, and I wasn't going against your stupid bullshit community bullshit fucking standard. You stupid fucking cunt can go fuck yourself. YouTube, fucking strike that, bitch.
It's nothing like a good hit of fucking weed in the morning, I tell you. Actually, I like to take a lot of weed in the morning. And don't give me that bullshit in the Bible. Oh, God gave us dominion over all the animals. No, he didn't. It's not what the fuck that shit means in there. He gave you dominion of your animalistic behavior. Fuck yeah.
You know, I'm a killer. You know, I'm the type that if you come near me and you fuck with me and my family, you know, I trust God for me to lock on to you. And when I lock on to you, I'll fucking destroy your goddamn ass. But I mean, that's the way I feel when I sit and I think about my situation. I think about the way that God protects me and the way that anybody can attack you and just, you know, how you feel in response.
Flat Earth belief is anti-authoritarian, so it's no wonder that it appeals to people who are on the fringes of society. Because these people struggle to exist in the real world, they are easily led into the make-believe of Flat Earth, where they feel important and where they can make up their own rules. And to be honest, flat earthers are more likely to attack each other than they are going to attack globe earthers or scientists or basically everyone else on the planet who doesn't agree with their fantasies. Flat earthers are the most disunited people on Earth. I've discovered just how vicious they are to each other. The name calling, so-and-so's a shill, so-and-so's paid opposition, so-and-so's a liar, so-and-so's demonically possessed. These people are at each other's throats constantly. And I think that comes down to the fact that they are of low education and low intellectual ability. All they know how to do is argue and fight and throw tantrums. I call it as I see it. Point 5. Flat earthers get their education from YouTube. And I think this stems from the fact that flat earthers are poorly educated to begin with, and or they were just born with limited intellectual capacity. And there's no shame in that. Everyone's different. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. Me personally, I'm terrible at maths. Absolutely hopeless. I can't do it to save my life. History and geography, I was really good at those at school, and English as well. Taught my class a few times in those subjects. That's one of my strengths. Flat earthers are drawn to YouTube because it gives simple, even simplistic answers, things that they can understand. They don't need to study. They don't need to spend years of their life conducting research. All they have to do is watch YouTube videos, and after a few days they're experts on everything. And flat earth belief is intimately connected with the rise of YouTube. They go hand in hand. Before YouTube, there was probably only a few thousand flat earthers around the world, if that. With YouTube, now have a voice, and that's why there's so many of them out there. It makes sense to them. They can understand it at their level. Flat earth phenomenon today would not exist without YouTube. Point 6, flat earthers always say, do your research. And they say do your research as if there are whole libraries out there full of information about flat earth. I found that flat earthers are a very emotional people. Everything is melodramatic to them. Everything is earth-shatteringly important. And in true dramatic or melodramatic fashion, there are evil organizations out there who are plotting to destroy us. These evil entities are usually listed by flat earthers as being the Illuminati, the Freemasons, and the Jesuits. So when a flat earther commands you to do your research, what they really want to do is for you to find the truth behind these evil organizations that they claim are hiding the truth of the flat earth from us. And if you don't agree with flat earth, it means that you just haven't watched enough YouTube videos yet. And what I found out bizarrely is that the responsibility is actually on you to prove that the earth is a globe. Flat earthers seem to dodge that one. They don't seem to feel that they have to provide evidence of the flat earth. The onus is on everyone else to prove that the earth is a globe, despite the fact that there are countless books and resources and photographs and calculations and observations, and all of these are freely available to anyone who takes the time to go and look. But no, flat earthers, what I've learned is they want you to prove it to them. They don't want to go out and find the information because they think everything is a lie. So you have to prove it to them. Of course, it's still not going to change them at all. They will just say, well, you're brainwashed and you're just spouting what the scientists and the educators say. Of course, it doesn't help that they think that all science books are all lies as well. So when a flat earther says that he or she has done the research, all it means, as mentioned, is that all they've done is watched a lot of YouTube videos. And due to their poor education or their low intellectual capacity, and some of them are even suffering from mental illness through no fault of their own, they simply don't have the mental capacity or the mental tools to be able to conduct critical analysis. It's just not there. It's like they have a disability. So this of course means that there is no point in asking the flat earthers to research NASA or the European Space Agency or look at articles on National Geographic or Scientific American or whatever one you want to choose. Because they will say all of those are fakes and they're lies and they're deceptions and they're run by satanic Masonic organizations. And I have learned that with flat earthers, they don't really know who the Illuminati and the Freemasons and the Jesuits are, the usual suspects who are responsible for all the suffering in the world. Flat earthers don't really know who they are or how these organizations work. Of course, there's no such thing as the Illuminati, that's just a fiction. So they throw words around like Freemasons and Jesuits, but they don't really understand what these groups or these peoples are or what they do and what they don't do. So they blame these groups for all the evils in the world, but they're pretty hard pressed to provide any actual details about them. Point 7. Flat earthers are suspicious of everything up in the sky. In keeping with the simplistic nature of flat earth research, flat earthers are fascinated by things up there. The sun, the moon, planes, clouds, weather. They're all just up there, and so they're easy targets to attach conspiracy theories to. And there's that word again, easy. Just like the azimuthal equidistant projection, which is simple and easy to look at, flat earthers only have to turn their cameras up to the sky and look at things and attach conspiracies to them. Nice and easy. It's not like you're on the ground and you can suddenly fly up there and confirm or deny what they're claiming. Very convenient for flat earthers. You know, oh look, the clouds look weird, it must be geoengineering. Or look at that contrail, that must be poisonous chemicals called chemtrails. Or the plane looks like it's traveling really slowly, that must mean it's a hologram, or there's evil forces at work making us think that planes fly faster. It goes on and on. This really is delusionalism cranked up to 11. Point 8, flat earth experiments are foregone conclusions. Flat earth experiments are designed solely for consumption via YouTube, and they set their experiments up the way they want them and find the conclusions that they want. With this, they then announce to the world that empirical science proves flat earth. The dinner table, their backyard, the kitchen sink, popsicle sticks and cigarette packets are all they need to prove that the earth is flat.
This is a table. Let me zoom out. This is a table. This is set, and this is to scale.
We're going to show you some science experiment work. Okay, so here we go. Test subject A, and I'm going to start filling the water the rest of the way. There, and I know many people may say this is so stupid as an example. Experiment like right here in the kitchen sink when you're doing dishes, and see for yourself. Scripture don't lie. It's not quantum physics. Well, I take that back. There's a lot of this stuff in the scripture. It's actually kind of quantum physics, but you live under a firmament and not on some crazy spinning ball flying through space.
Flat Earth research is on their terms and is conducted in simple, simplistic and easy ways. These are the only ways they know. And of course, as a result, all of their conclusions are quickly and easily debunked. But do flat earthers accept that their conclusions have been debunked? No, because they operate under confirmation bias and denialism. Point 9. Flat Earth makes them feel smart. And this is a really important point. What is it about flat Earth that makes them think that they are now intellectually superior to the rest of us? It's because they think they have the truth. And the truth, of course, is a philosophical construct. It's not a scientific construct. And as Indiana Jones said, if it's truth you're looking for, Dr. Tyree's philosophical class is right down the hall. They believe themselves to be elevated above the rest of us. They have seen what the earth really is, that it's flat. They've seen through the lies and the deceptions. They are awake, their eyes are open, unlike the rest of us sheeple, as they call us. This makes them feel not only special and unique, it allows them to feel smarter than the rest of humanity. And really, it's probably a feeling that they've had very little in their lives. Flat Earthers are not a humble group of people who quietly and methodically work away for years trying to prove their theories. They are a loud, self-righteous, and sometimes aggressive community who will yell their beliefs and denigrate anyone who dares disagree with them. One day, Joe Bloggs is working his job collecting shopping centre trolleys in a car park. Through the processes described in point 1, he becomes a flat earther, and soon after that, he's suddenly speaking with authority on subjects such as aerodynamics, space travel, chemistry, geography, history. And this is known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. People of low experience or intellectual ability claiming great experience and knowledge where they don't actually have any. And point 10, flat Earth is an intellectual dead end. When a person becomes a flat earther, it's as if a part of the brain suddenly activates, and all their fears and paranoias and grandiose religious ideas are suddenly made real. Everything is confirmed to them. All of their fears are confirmed. Getting back to point 1. Flat Earth and the conspiracy theories around it all come back to fear. It's fear-based. And this switch that goes off in their mind is a powerful one too. It's like falling in love. Suddenly everything is different and wonderful, and you see the world anew. But just as one part of the brain is activated, another part very much switches off. This is the part that deals with reason and common sense and critical analysis. With this intellectual capacity now well and truly shut down, flat earthers become incapable of entertaining any ideas or concepts that are contrary to their beliefs. And this is known as confirmation bias. They see only what they want to see. And like I said before, it's as if they've suddenly got a disability. Their capacity to learn and to understand and to intellectually grow is brought to a grinding halt. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button, like and comment, and I'll see you again soon.